Hello everyone, welcome to Medic Talks with Health and More. I am Dr. Rebecca Okolo, and today on Medic Talks we'll be speaking with two medics on very interesting topics. Our first medic was going to be Dr. Adora, but we're having some issues getting her on the video feed. So we'll first of all speak with Dr. Peppo, and then we'll try to get Dr. Adora on phone. So I'm going to send a request to Dr. Peppo right now, and together with Dr. Peppo, we'll be talking about migration, expectations, prospects, and the realities. So please stay with us. Hello, Dr. Peppo.
Hey, hello. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us today. And let's get to the topic, which is going to be migration. All over the world, a lot of medics are leaving their countries of training to other countries for better accommodation, better prospects. So can you tell us more about you? Because you are in Nigeria, and you actually left Nigeria to the United Kingdom to study, to work. So can you tell us more about why you left Nigeria?
Yeah, good evening. Thank you for having me here. Sorry, you're going to hear some background noise because my wife is around. And yeah, we just came back from work. Yeah, so basically, I'm Peppo Iyala Douglas. Yeah, where do I start from? Okay, yeah, Nigeria, Port Harcourt. I did medical school in Nigeria. Actually, I have like two medical school experiences in Nigeria. I went to University of Port Harcourt where I did BSc in human anatomy. Then I went to Calabar for medicine and surgery. Then I finished in 2012, came to the UK to do my master's after internship in Nigeria. Then did the PLAB thing and started working here. So that's pretty it.
All right. So now, out of all the countries in the world, we have Australia, the United States, as well as Canada. Why did you choose the United Kingdom to work?
I think Nigerians have natural bias for UK. They colonized us, so and everything seems to be a lot more similar. So yeah, that's it. I've always wanted to live here. I've always wanted to live in the UK. Yeah, so that's the first thing.
But would you say getting into work as a doctor in the United Kingdom is easier than other countries? Did that contribute to you choosing the United Kingdom?
I think the UK is a lot more easier. Yeah, because the process is quite straightforward. If you do the necessary things, do what they want you to do and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's a lot easier. Yeah, unlike first of all, getting visa and all those things are easier, and it's kind of close to Nigeria, 6 hours away. But America and all those kind of places, they are longer,
All right.
because I have so many people who are trying to get to those other places, and they're finding it a lot more difficult.
So from your experience, it's more difficult to get into the workforce in America, in Australia, than the United Kingdom.
Yeah, the thing is, there are so many factors that come into play. When you want to migrate to a different country, you have to think about what do you want to do. You think about the process of getting the visa. You think about process of getting a license to practice there. And most importantly, consider your age as well, because age is a good factor in everything, especially when it comes to the medical world. So the UK is a place where age is kind of played down on. It's not really highlighted that much. So yeah, that's why this place seems to be the first point of call.
If you're above a certain age, you still have a chance in the United Kingdom, and it's better than every. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, of course. That's why so many consultants from Nigeria come here. They are well above 40, and it's very easy for them to get integrated. But if you're going to America, if you're not, they have an age limit where it becomes difficult for you to penetrate properly into the system. But that's different here. Yeah.
All right. Now you are a migrant medic. Can you tell us what advantages you've learned or you've gained from migrating to a new country to work?
Oh, okay. So let's talk from the perspective of getting a job as a doctor in the UK. If you need to up your knowledge, you need to upgrade your knowledge because every other person has the same thing which you have. Yeah. So for you to be different from them, you need to be distinguished in terms of your knowledge base. Yeah. So if you make yourself very indispensable, like you make sure that you are a part of the team that cannot be, played without. So you become very valuable and your contributions will so much be welcomed wherever you are. So that seems to be a very good asset. Yeah. That seems to be something that will keep you on top always.
So in terms
Oh,
of learning, in terms of experience, what
mm.
advantages have you gained? Like, do you think it's better working with foreign colleagues? What have you really learned that you couldn't learn back in your own country?
Okay, yeah, just tell you a funny thing. So I went to do one night shift in one hospital in East London, and we were 9 doctors here on call that night, and 5 of us were Nigerians. So, so it got to a point where the guys were speaking pidgin. Like someone would tell you, "Oh boy, make sure so you do that blood, that ABG. If not, that consultant not happy with you." Like we are practically, literally speaking pidgin. So the thing is, coming out of Nigeria, there are so many reasons why you come. One is you want that multicultural, interracial alliance and integration. You want to learn from other cultures and you want to see how other people think and how the medical practice also is in their different countries. So when you come together, you kind of share knowledge, you kind of listen to their experiences, you kind of brush up whatever you think you know. And I mean, your mind should be an open place where you want to learn more things and get internationally acquainted with the best medical practice all over the world. So working with people from different countries is an advantage because you share knowledge. Then working with people from your own country, since everything seems to be similar, it's just strengthening the brotherhood, the friendship. Yeah.
That's good. Now, even when you're not a medic, moving from one country to another can be very challenging. Now, when you have to add that to work, what would you say are the challenges migrant medics face in working, and how do you handle them? Because this question is actually one of the highlights of our medic talks today. So, can you please really let's go in depth on this question?
Oh, you mean challenges, yeah?
Yes, as a migrant medic.
Okay. So I'll tell you, there are so many, but the most important thing, or from what I have observed, I think the most important part will be communication, yeah? So when we say communication, it's not just about verbal, it's also about the physical communication. We've talked about the verbal one. First of all, I mean, we learn in English, we're taught in English and all that. But when you come over to the UK, you have to learn that there's a certain way the British people interact, and there's a certain way they kind of pass information across. So that's even why you have to do, the course they do to do the PLAB 2 exams.
The IELTS.
No, the PLAB 2,
Oh, okay.
not the IELTS one. PLAB
Right.
2, yeah, you go for a course for a period of time. It's assessing both your communication skills and clinical skills. But clinical skills seem to be like low on the list. The most important part is the communication one. So it teaches you how to talk to the UK population, how to break bad news, how to communicate your diagnosis to them, and how to it's basically customer service. Yeah. So these things are like a major barrier. So you might be very good in medical school in Nigeria and you come to do the PLAB 2 exams. And if you don't know how to communicate all these things properly, you find it very difficult to pass. So it's about how you build rapport, how you talk to them in the language they understand. I'll give you an instance. First time when I started, yeah, you see someone and tell you they are sick, they are sick. So normally in Nigeria, you feel sickness is like being ill, but that's not. Sickness in the UK means vomiting.
Okay.
So a patient tells you, "Oh, doctor, I've been sick." 2 times today. So it means I've vomited 2 times.
Okay.
So these are the various things. Then apart from communication, the other one will be the social aspect. Whether you like it or not, apart from the things you see on Instagram or social media, it's life is a lot more. How do I put it now? Like lonely over here. So the freedom we have in Nigeria, you can drive into someone's house and hang out and all those kind of things. You don't really have such stuff here. So whenever you have the opportunity, it's all about work, work, work. But whenever you have the opportunity, you carve out time to appreciate people around you, like spend time with them, quality time. Because when you go back to work, it's a roller coaster, yeah? That's another one. Then the other thing is, the time of solitude, like when you are all alone, you are working, you don't have all those kind of social contacts. That time gives you opportunity to develop yourself, opportunity to seek out other avenues that will add up to your both your life, your personality, and your CV. So you can take up a course. I mean, there are so many online courses. You develop yourself all around because it's getting to the point now where, as a doctor, you don't. It's not just about the stethoscope and syringes and blood and all that. It's all about, or it's more about what else you can offer on the side. Your knowledge has to be versatile. You can take a course in management, take a course in fashion, take a course in photography, just as you are doing now,
Yeah.
take a course in social
That's one of
media.
the things we're going to talk about today under
Yeah,
as a medic. You have to be open to
yeah,
learning new things.
yeah,
It
open to
can't be
new
all about your
things.
books, all about your stethoscope. You have to
Yeah,
think outside the box, not in terms of abandoning your career, but you have to be more than what you.
yeah,
So
very
now,
correct, very
you
correct. Yeah.
mentioned that challenges migrant medics face include solitude, communication, as well as their social life. Now, what about working with other nationalities? Is there any kind of bias you experience, and if you do experience any bias, how do you handle this bias?
Okay. Bias, all those prejudices, those things might be subtle. Yeah, they actually exist. But
Mm-hmm.
remember when I was telling you earlier on about knowledge base?
Yes.
So most of the hospitals where I've worked, yeah, I've seen so many Nigerian consultants. Yeah. So because someone is a consultant, is a professor, no matter where he's from, no matter his skin color, I mean, you just have to. They don't look at you. They look at you beyond your skin color, beyond your accent, beyond where you come from. What everyone is interested in right now is what you are able to produce. So if you've been able to develop yourself well, if you've added so much value to your personal training, then you become indispensable, like I said earlier on. So your other colleagues here, if they know that they come to you, they can always get answers. You are able to, integrate properly. You're able to share experiences and all those kind of things.
So
Then,
essentially, you tell us that you don't really face bias, and if there is any, it's actually very subtle, right?
yeah, I'll tell you. There are some places. See, the thing is, you have to develop a thick skin. You just need to know who you are and what you're here for. I'll
Yes.
give you personal experience. I've worked in some hospitals where you go to see a patient. There are parts of England where racism is kind of very pronounced. The communities where they are dominated by white people, predominantly white people, whether you like it or not. I mean, racism is more in those places. But if you come to places like London and places where you have a majority of ethnic minorities, East Midlands, Manchester, all these kind of big places, racism is not really that pronounced. So I've worked in a town that seems to be predominantly dominated by white people. So you go to see this patient. First of all, you come into the room. Hello, I'm Dr. Pebble. First of all, they look at you like, one of them asked me, are you a ward attendant or a cleaner or something?
Wow.
Even after seeing my stethoscope, I said, so immediately I just knew this man is in for it. So in that case, nothing like trying to establish rapport or anything. I just want to intimidate you with my medical knowledge, yeah? And just do what I need to do and get out. No, seriously, that's it. So in that case, you just give them straight on. There's no need to form rapport with them
Our
and move
point
because
is,
they will
to
never change.
that is looking to migrate from their country to another country, you have to have a thick skin because you're going to be faced with some
Yeah, you need to.
Um, I'm going to ask some more.
Hey, I can't hear you. Hello?
What
Hello?
other thing? Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So we've talked about the challenges migrant medics face. For those who are just joining us, we've listed them as communication, your social life, you're isolated, and then you're going to deal with some bias because of you're different. Let's put it that way. And to deal with all these things, the answer is develop a thick skin. That's just the best way. You just have to rise above what you face every day. Now, another thing is for those doctors or nurses, every medical professional looking forward to leaving their country, what advice would you give them? How should they go about the process?
So you know that song by Simi,
Mhm.
Shoot Your Shots, yeah? So it's time to shoot your shots. I mean, it's actually a nice decision, but you have to wait. Initially, I used to say, get out, everyone, get out, leave Nigeria. But my wife doesn't like that. She says, no, some people actually have other plans. So, so the thing is, you look at it, tell yourself the truth. What do you want in the long run? Some people don't want to come over because they feel probably doing residency training in Nigeria. That's the biggest deception. And they just want to, I'm going to be a consultant. But the thing is, life after consultant, then after being a consultant, what else? Do you want to make money? Do you want to be the demigod that walks on the corridors of the world in Nigeria, and you are the consultant, and after that you can't afford a decent life for your family, for your pretty wife, and for your children, and all this kind of things. So you ask yourself all these questions. Or do you want to stay and probably take care of the rot in Nigerian medical sector? Are you thinking of going to leadership or something? Someone like me, yeah, I'm kind of leadership focused and oriented. Even if I'm here, after a while, I'm still going to go back because that's the innate thing that I have, that inherent propensities kind of
Answered my
to.
if you're going to go.
Yeah, so these are the things. If you want to leave, I mean, the best decision. I was discussing with my wife the other day. I was like, man, so many people, she say, doctors here are so young, but I didn't delay any ways to come. Yeah. So the thing is, when you finish, if you want to leave, is best time to leave is when you finish. Yeah, so that you
You're
have
already
your
out of
chances.
because for those that are going to keep watching us, they actually made
Yeah.
a list of tips for progressing in your career. You've mentioned like two out of the list already, but please keep going. Make up your mind early. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
And start pursuing that. That's very important. Make up your mind early. We can't say that
Who is
now.
this? Who is dot life on your group? Seems to be practicing here.
Okay. Oh,
So
really?
he or she wants to go back. Of course, you have to go back. There are so many things to do for your people back in Nigeria. Yeah, I will have to check who that is later. Dot life. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So now you passed your PLAB,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you're doing what you're doing now. There are so many people that are still intending to write PLAB. Can you just give them some study tips? Like, how should they go about it? We don't want them to study so much. Give them those fast tips. I'm not saying a shortcut, but something to get them going.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, medical students like shortcuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine when you have to read all those big books and a month to exam, you realize you haven't covered a lot, so you need shortcuts. So, I did PLAB. I practiced for PLAB within 20 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean for PLAB 1.
Okay.
It took me about 20 days to practice, and I actually passed the exam. So now, don't get me wrong, yeah. I wasn't like the best in my class in medical school, okay? So, but it's all about what you want to do. You set out time for it. Personally, I don't like studying too long for something. I get bored. So I like quick fix. But
Same here, please. I'm on your page. I like the quick way. But
okay, so I
please,
think
MD Kali from Ukraine says he wants to write PLAB. What will you tell MD
okay.
Kali? How can he do
All
it?
right. All right. Practical thing. First of all, do the IELTS exams and pass.
Okay.
So, there are two basic requirements for the IELTS. If you want to do the foundation year program in the UK, you need to get a cumulative score of 8.0. But if it's the normal work, like normal SHO work, normal ST position, or you want to do residency, what you need is 7.5. And 7.5, you need an individual score of 7.0 at least in each of the segments. So the written part, the writing part, the speaking, the listening, and what's the other one? The reading, yeah? You need at least 7.0 in each. Even if you have overall score of 8 and you have 6.5 in one of them, you haven't passed.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one. Then for the foundation year one, if you want to do that, you need 8.0 cumulative and minimum of 7.5 in each of the segments.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there are two pathways going into the foundation program or in the other type of work. Yeah, so there are two pathways entirely. But all of them, the common denominator is still doing PLAB exams. So when you finish IELTS, you go to GMC website. I think it's gmc.org.uk or something, or gmc_org.uk, or whatever. You figure it out. I can't remember exactly. So when you just register your PLAB score, and what else do you do? You now register your credentials from medical school, your medical school history, and all those kind of things. Then you get a GMC number, which is your reference number you use to apply for the exams. Next thing is to do PLAB 1. You register for the PLAB exams. The PLAB exams is taken twice abroad and 4 times in the UK. So twice will be in March and November. In some selected countries, Nigeria is one of them. In Africa, you have Nigeria, you have Sudan, you have South Africa, and Egypt.
Yeah.
There might be a fifth one, which I don't know now. But in the UK, the exam is written 4 times in a year: March, June, September, and November. So what do you do now? After getting this registration, you have to prepare for the exam now. So to prepare, you can study on your own to pass PLAB. If you are a well-determined person, study on your own to pass. So if you go to Facebook, there's a group where you can register and
paying attention right now. This is how you're going to join the PLAB group. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, so you join the PLAB group.
There
you find what? Go ahead. Say what?
He's asking MD Kali, if you go to the GMC website, as he said, you're going to see the list of all the centers where you can find PLAB. So you know write in Dubai. And if you can't write in Dubai, you just go to the nearest country to write.
There's one in Dubai.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, there is a center in Dubai.
Now, Dr. Pepple, this PLAB process is going to be quite long. What we really want to know is those questions, because for those watching, I've actually had a chat with Dr. Pepple, and you told me some things, the 1,700 questions. Those are the things people want to know. The 1,700, I pick them so I can pass the exam. People just want the...
All right. So,
hit the nail on the...
All right. So this 1,700 questions which people talk about, it's not like that's the exam itself. It's just a guide. Okay. So, but when you practice it, like 2-3 times, if possible, such that if you see any question, you can identify it and know, oh, this is the answer. That means you've passed like 30% already of the exams. Because I think the examiners are very lazy. They kind of repeat the questions.
Okay.
So that's the easy way. So when you tackle that one, then you go through the PLAB group I told you on Facebook. You see several mock exams. So if you go through at least 5 to 10 mock exams, some of the questions actually repeat as well. Then that means you've gone to 40% now of the main exam.
Yes.
Yeah. Then if you go ahead to study the materials on the PLAB group, the materials are actually from two academies, majorly in London. I mean, the UK. One is Swami, which is in Manchester. The other one is Samson, who is in London. So if you practice those materials, there are short notes on all the systems that definitely you will see in the exam. If you practice them, you would have been like 60% ready for the exam. Then from your personal medical knowledge and your residual knowledge, some people go ahead to do Oxford Handbook of Clinical Specialties, Oxford Handbook of Clinical Medicine, Oxford Handbook of Clinical Surgery. I mean, those things are...
There's something steaming behind you. Hope it's okay.
Oh, don't worry. Yeah. My wife is taking care of that. Yeah. So, yeah, those resource materials are fine if you have time. But if you don't have time, you just use them for reference purpose, and yeah, everything will get itself sorted. So in summary, 1007, the mock exams.
Join the PLAB group, VIP, number one step.
No, that one is very important. And some other thing you can do is, when I did PLAB, I had some very serious-minded Nigerians. So we formed a WhatsApp group, yeah? You don't have to be in the same place. And it's even easier now. You have the video call. So we'll practice like every day. We'll practice for 3 hours. So we can say we're doing 100 MCQs every day for 3 hours. We try to trash it. It's quite exciting. It's cordial. It's kind of friendly. But you try not to miss the purpose, because sometimes some people convert it to a social platform and do less of studying and do more of gisting, which is not really productive. But you have to make sure you stick to the main focus of the group. And if you do all those things, man, I tell you, you'll pass. That's one. The second thing, which is the easiest one to pass PLAB 1, is if you have a lot of money, come over to the UK and attend a course, PLAB 1 course, which is only for 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah? And do the mock exam, which is for 5 days. Yeah? If you to get a PLAB visa is not hard at all. You can even get a visitor's visa. If you do the course, do the mocks, you have 90% chances of passing the exams.
That's good. Now, Dr. Pepu, earlier on, you said something about when you're done with medical school, getting to do your foundation class. Can you please dwell a bit on that? Like, let those that still in medical school understand that they have the chance of doing their foundation course in the United Kingdom. And when they do that course, it will give them the opportunity to get into special training better than others that didn't do it. Can you please also tell them that?
Yeah, so we understand that before, if you come in, you can do even if you've done house job elsewhere in Nigeria, where you can easily do the foundation year program. But now the regulations have changed. So if you've had any form of post-graduation clinical experience or exposure, you're no more eligible to do foundation year 1 program. So foundation year 1 is basically like internship. Yeah, you get paid. Is the easiest route to get into residency, because you get your competencies signed off by UK consultants, and that is top on the list for you to get a residency slot in the area of your choice, specialty of your choice. So it's all, so this is good for people who are in medical school now. If you're in year 5 or final year, when you're finishing your course, you do the PLAB exams and apply for foundation year 1 jobs. So the jobs are advertised on a website called Oriel, ORIEL. It's 2-3 times in a year. So when the advert comes up, you apply. When you apply, they'll tell you to send in your competencies or your medical school certificate and all that. When you send that in, send in your GMC registration. Of course, you should have GMC registration. Sorry. Of course, you should have GMC registration before you are even able to apply for the job or come on the website anyways. Yeah, and with that, it's as simple as, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Pepu, for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Watching us. Part of the aim of Medic Talks is to get you to meet people that you are in your position to know what to do, how to do it. Now, Dr. Pepu, and this is going to lead us to our second topic with Dr. Adora, which is mentorship. Mentorship is very, very, very important. Like, there are things that I did not know when I was in medical school, information that I missed out on, and now that I'm a medical doctor, I wish I knew things like that. Now, when you're hearing all these exams, you're hearing SLAP, you're hearing USML, you're scared, you're afraid. I'm not that good a student. I'm just okay. How can I pass this exam? Then that's why you need to let those that have gone ahead of you, that have written these exams, tell you how they did it, how they made it. These exams are not hard. I'm telling you, when, like Dr. Pepu said, he was an average student. I was average, like really, really average for those that know me. But when I've started writing some of these exams, I realized that it's not the monster I thought they were going to be. So you really need to get to know people, and that's why mentorship is important. I wish I knew then how important mentorship was. Then I would have been able to mix with some mentors who would have told me the things I should have done in 400, 500 level. I'm doing them when I'm post house job. You understand?
Okay.
Get involved, like get to know people, get information. So all these things what will round up with tips to progressing in your career. It's never too late to get on what you mentors. You can't go far. I won't lie to you. As young and old as I am, I'm getting my mentors. So you had better get mentors. And for everybody, I think Dr. Pepu is very, very into something like that. So you need to maybe send him a direct message. It's going to really, really help because he has been helping me. So we're going to say goodbye at this point, Dr. Pepu. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been really educational, and I hope everyone learned one thing or the other. Now we're going to move on to the next topic.
All right, that's fine.
Some of my tips already. I'm taking 2 out of 5.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
For Adora. Thank you so much, Dr. Pepu.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I hope you'll join us. Talks next time. Bye.
No problem. All right, bye.